Spotify asked Meg to pay back the cost of building a recording studio in a mansion after the podcast season 2 has ceased. Meghan's podcast was a means to clap back at the royal family and everyone that saw her for what she really is. Same with the Netflix docuseries, the Oprah interview, Taxigate, accepting awards for unfounded discrimination accusations. Everything she does is some form of a clapback, because she's been found out as a scammer. Now Spotify is asking Meghan to pay back the cost of setting up the recording studio at their home in Montecito, as their home is now up for sale. A source confirmed that Spotify built Meghan a home recording studio. Archetype Season 2 has been ceased, so the recording studio will also be withdrawn because Spotify and Meghan are no longer working together. A week ago there was a rumour that Spotify's truck was caught at the Sussex mansion to recall all of the recording equipment. According to royal journalist Elizabeth Holmes, Meghan's podcast recording space could actually be within the $15 million Montecito mansion she shares with Prince Harry. Theoretically, that would be part of Archie Audio, but Spotify supported and invested in it, so the profit has to be shared. This would also theoretically mean that there could be taxation benefits for home business. Also, money can be moved between Archwell not-for-profit as expenses, around $400,000 listed in their first year, not itemised, and Archwell Audio. If they can prove that some parts or rooms of the house are dedicated for business use, then they can claim that portion as a home office or business expense, depending on how the house ownership is structured. Elsewhere, royal observers have shared critical assessments of Meghan Markle's Spotify podcast Archetypes, branding the Duke and Duchess of Sussex as lacking in charisma. Royal expert and author Kinsey Schofield and Sky News Australia's Daisy Cousins offered their insights on Markle's podcast, which debuted with a Christmas special featuring both Meghan and Prince Harry. Schofield noted, "Originally it was marketed that Harry and Meghan would jointly produce content. Despite this, I believe that both of them inherently lack an engaging aura. It's challenging to listen to a person championing feminism while being aware that her ascension is largely attributable to a marriage to a prince, which provided her with a platform." Schofield, the author of R is for Revenge Dress, further critiqued the royal couple for their reluctance to share personal details and connect more genuinely with the global audience. At the core, Harry and Meghan are simply unengaging. They don't have a desire to reveal more about themselves and become relatable to the world. Audiences are tired of hearing well-off people whine about trivial issues like unrecognised at a restaurant or having too many bathrooms, she added. Commenting on Spotify's recent business decisions following a 2% workforce cut due to podcast failures, Cousins remarked, "If they are cutting so many jobs post handing a considerable sum to Meghan Markle, they must be re-evaluating their decisions." Cousins continued, "I listened to some of the podcast. Meghan tried to project herself as edgy and feminist. However, she only rehashed issues that were settled a decade and a half ago. We all concur that it's inappropriate and hurtful to label a woman a bimbo and that it's unfair to penalise women for being ambitious. Markle didn't present anything groundbreaking. She positioned herself as a radical feminist speaker, and we're all listening, agreeing and urging her to move on to something more interesting," Cousins shared. The last episode of Markle's Spotify podcast was aired in November as per Sky News. The Duchess of Sussex didn't confirm whether she'd be back for another season in the podcast's finale.